What are you excited more for? Throne and Liberty or Ashes of Creation, and why?
It's been 4 months since my last Ashes of Creation update video, so today I'm going to recap the past 4 development live streams for the people who casually follow the project and don't have time to tune into the hour-plus long live stream.
Hot. Look at that. Yeah, nice. Good game. Already a good game. 10 out of 10.
Each month. In this video we'll cover the Alpha 2 Village Nodes update, the event update, the Caravan system preview, and the Alpha 2 Artisanship system preview. But first, today's sponsor, Watcher of Realms, a next-gen fantasy RPG where a whole...
Yeah, that's how much we cared about an ad, boys.
So the last time I updated you on Ashes of Creation, we covered the Mage preview, Alpha 2 Cyclops World Boss Showcase, the Freehold Showcase, and the Alpha 2 Cleric update. The August development update stream was a real highlight for me, as it was the first time we've had a glimpse at the village stage nodes in Ashes since Alpha 1, which was over 2 years ago, with the game since upgrading from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. The stream starts out with...
Oh, that is such a big upgrade, because Unreal 5 graphics are just absolutely so better than anything else.
Of Steven outside of a node, nice cape physics on display. We get a look at the node treasury UI where the mayor can create buy orders for resources that can be used by the node. They gathered some rocks, then ventured towards the node of Winstead, which is completely unrecognisable to the village stage nodes we saw in Alpha 1. We get a tour of the node, checking out various buildings such as the Caravanserai, some in-node housing, and vendors on the street. Visually, I thought this node looked unbelievably cozy.
I have not even seen that part. Interesting.
The textures, the small details, the subtle environmental animations.
Okay, I already saw again something. I have talked about, this is my current biggest problem with Ashes of Creation, and this is something that game devs don't pay attention to in a lot of cases, and it just ruins games. Watch this, pay attention.
The text.
Oh, no, I'm not in front. Okay, so look at the Heimer.
Textures, the small...
Yeah, you see that? Every MMO, RPG or MMO, or whatever that you're playing that looks like this, needs to make sure of a couple of things. Otherwise, the game is just gonna completely disintegrate, most likely. And that is that your run animations look smooth. And I'm gonna say it. In Ashes of Creation, most run animations look bad. The one where he runs with a bow, good. The one where he runs with a mace, it's like, oh my god, I want to delete this game, and I don't even have it installed. That's how bad it was. Games need to have that on lockdown. If your attack animations look poor, don't look fluid, and don't look decent, it's not gonna work out. And if your run animations look bad and don't feel good with weapons out, weapons not drawn with different armor styles, it's also gonna be bad. And I have not seen yet, I have not even heard that the developers of Ashes of Creation are addressing this. Because this is one of the biggest things in games. It's a less of a problem if your endgame raids are non-existential than a bad character run animation. Because the people if you have a bad run animation, people are gonna quit before they even have a chance to get to the raid. Okay. But if you don't have a raid, people will only quit maybe then if they get to the raid. But man, small details like that matter so much. And it's been months and months and months, and it doesn't seem like the devs of Ashes of Creation are looking into that, and that's really sad. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna play Ashes of Creation at all if the running animations look this disgusting. I simply won't play the game. Just because of the running animations, yes.
Details, the subtle environmental animations made this look super immersive and a place I'd love to settle in as a hub for my adventures. Next we look at some more UI menus, one for a requisition agent, another for node tax rate, and a building menu UI, which shows how different node buildings basically have their own upgrade trees for specialization. For example, some nodes might want to build multiple blacksmiths, one blacksmith that specializes in sword crafting, and another in axe crafting.
Nice.
So as a crafter, you'll probably want to settle in a node that has buildings specialised in a way that complement your desired crafting niche. Next, Stephen shows off some building construction by building a smithy. He heads to an empty plot, gives the required resources to a construction foreman, and we're able to see
Donate? Ooh, I don't like that word.
an ultra sped up animation of the building being constructed piece by piece. Obviously, for full release, this building will come together over the course of several days, but so far I love the direction they've taken with this, seeing the footprint and foundation of the building being laid with NPC workers hammering away. This is some epic attention to detail, once again adding to that sense of immersion we've been looking for in an MMO.
I mean, it's true, but this is not going to be a big thing.
Once the smithy is built, Stephen crafts a sword at the anvil, then walks around the node showing off more of the visuals.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the cape physics are just complete trash, okay? If the wind is so powerful that it can actually do that to the cape without any problems, everything else would be moving much more. It does take me out of the world when I see my cape fluttering about there doing all of this, while, you know, these flowers are like in a light summer breeze. Okay, having cape physics is cool, do not get me wrong, I love it. But tone it down by half at least, my dude, like Jesus Christ. Because you know there should be a flashback that happens with the cape. I have actually been looking for that throughout all this time, it doesn't happen. So these are just random cape physics, they're not realistic cape physics. If you have, so this is going to also take you out of it, because if anyone has ever seen what happens when you have a giant, I don't know, like some kind of giant piece of fabric on a clothesline and it's fluttering in the wind, it has snapback. Why? Because the tension at its furthest point is the greatest, so it snaps back. That doesn't happen to these capes. They're like vibranium, they're absorbing energy currently. I really dislike that.
Aside from the actual gameplay shown in this live stream, we also had...
Yeah, you see, there was a slight, small, super tiny snapback there, but again, small things like this, because maybe you're not thinking about them currently, but your brain sees it. Your subconscious sees everything like that, and literally highlights it in your conscience as a problem. So yeah, I want all these small things fixed because they are gonna ruin the game otherwise.
A bunch of slides talking about citizenship.
And by the way, if you think I'm over exaggerating, show me a single MMO that has survived longer than a week, that has poor running animations, and poor attack animations. Even Anarchy Online had good running animations, or at least decent running animations, and good attack animations. Again, not a single game that has bad attack and running animations survives longer than a week. So I'm not being pedantic when talking about this stuff. I just won't want the game to fail on release because they leave some kind of stupidity like that still in.
Mayorship mandates, mayoral commissions, policies, service buildings, and buy orders. Too much to go into in depth for this concise overview video. Overall, the August update was an absolute banger, a 2-hour plus live stream packed full of information showing multiple systems working, and the response to this one from the Ashes community was extremely positive. Moving on to September's livestream, which was focused on the event system in Ashes. Starting out, the party moved through a forest, killing a few giant spiders. Eventually, an event is triggered ahead. Events in Ashes can be triggered based on multiple different factors, such as...
The spiders are really cool if you haven't seen them. They actually do the spider thing when they stand up.
Player activity in an area, story arcs, and node progression. Upon arriving at the event area, the 4-player group was automatically converted to a raid group, and they had to defend a caravan with its friendly NPCs from several waves of bandit attackers. More players eventually turned up to form an 8-player raid, and once the final wave was defeated, a reward chest was lootable. The event system basically works how you'd expect it to work when it comes to difficulty scaling, rewards based on contribution, and multiple stages. Events like this will likely be a nice distraction to mix up your gameplay whilst out and about in
contribution rewards, eh? I'm not sure if I like that, because that rewards hugely meta building, or you know, AoE or whatever. But it's a small thing, it's a small issue.
The world. This wasn't all for September's livestream though, as we finally got an announcement for Alpha 2. Sometime in 2024. I kinda expected that to be the case, but yeah, nice to finally have the confirmation now. Other than that, we also had some art updates, which I'll flash on screen for you to look at now.
Not bad.
And that was pretty much it for September. A decent stream, but certainly not as hype as some of the others we've had this year. October's development livestream, however, was definitely one I'd consider to be one of the best this year, as it showed one of Ashes of Creation's largest, most complicated features in action, the Caravan system. The stream starts out with Steven inside a building with an NPC called a commodities vendor. First, he explains that the primary currency accepted by this vendor is a resource called Glint, which is a bound resource dropped by enemies in Vera. If you want to quickly...
Yeah, sounds like something that you're supposed to use with a straw in your nose. Huh, okay.
Convert this glint to gold, you can simply buy commodities from
further proving my point what it is.
The vendor, then instantly sell it for gold. However, a more profitable decision would be to transport those commodities to a different node that doesn't have access to the same commodities, to then sell for a markup. Steven purchases his commodities, which are automatically placed in the storage, then heads over to the caravansary building in the node. He talks to a caravan master, which brings up a UI menu where you can purchase a basic caravan.
Caravan masters were a real thing, by the way.
Within this UI menu, you're also able to customize the caravan with various items which will affect its
Oh man, pimp my ride, baby! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pimp my ride pre-medieval stages, boys! Woo!
Stats, such as speed, cargo size, as well as active abilities. Steven upgrades the caravan and we can see how the cargo size is increased. He places the commodities into the caravan from the storage menu, then clicks launch. Next, you need to find a location from which to launch your caravan within a certain proximity to the node. This is done so players can be sneaky and launch their caravans out of the sight of potential player.
Oh, I was wondering why. Okay.
Bandits.
Nice.
Steven finds his caravan launch location, opens the UI, clicks on the caravan, and the caravan begins being summoned. This can take about 2 minutes. Eventually the caravan spawns and we begin our journey to the adjacent node. On the way, it's explained that the caravan will move faster on the road compared to off-road. However, on the road, players are more likely to encounter threats, such as Tumok the Cyclops, who we see roaming around, as well as other players. The party ventures...
Yeah, that's gonna be fixed instantaneously, if that's even an option, okay? No, yeah, no, that's not gonna stay in the game.
Off-road, demonstrating that the caravan can't fall off cliffs. Then they cross a bridge, which realistically would be a dangerous choke point for player bandits to launch an ambush. Eventually, we also get to see an example of environmental danger and events that can occur whilst transporting goods in a caravan. One example being the road becoming blocked by a fallen tree, and another being an NPC ambush. Here we got to see the caravan ability.
Okay, NPC... What is this?
Abilities in action.
Okay, not gonna question that one. Are players not able to ambush? Is it only NPCs? I mean... Because I thought it's gonna be. I haven't seen anything about this. He's pretty much. I think I have missed the last month of updates for Ashes of Creation, or at least 2 months. I think at this point. But are players not able to ambush? I'm not sure if that's good or bad, because if players are able to ambush caravans, it's like, okay, one side's gonna always win out. Is it gonna be the defenders, or is it gonna be the attackers? And usually the attackers kind of win, because what's the point of being a defender? Because defenders typically are probably not gonna be good PvPers or something like that, right? But if it's only NPCs, I mean, I kind of see the appeal, honestly, to that, as strange as that may seem.
In the form of an AoE heal, a speed boost, and a repulsion blast which sends enemies flying. The Caravan finally makes it to the node, crossing the boundary to safety, and all of the commodities are automatically placed in the node storage, where they can be sold or repackaged for further transportation. Personally,
this is cool, actually. I kind of like it. But question, can you not, like, take these commodities yourself?
really enjoyed this live stream, and it once again highlighted to me that the entire economy, life skill, and world in Ashes is being designed to be absolute top tier.
Yeah.
There were times during
Hey, if someone makes a World of Warcraft clone that has the same economic principles as EVE Online, aka literal mafias, I'm gonna be pretty okay with that, not gonna lie. I'm gonna love that, probably.
During this showcase, where I was just blown away by how immersive and cozy it looked transporting these goods, and I can imagine that the random chance of events spawning and the PvP risk vs reward will keep players engaged throughout the entire process. As usual, the stream ended with a short art showcase, so once again I'll flash that up on screen for you to take a look at.
Oh, that's new. Nice. Okay. Okay.
If you're a crafting geek, then November's livestream was probably your favourite update of the entire year. We once again start out in the Winstead node, which was showcased in the previous two livestreams. This time there's a few new artisan buildings completed in the form of animal husbandry, stonemasonry, and lumberjacking artisan stations. Stephen opens his inventory and consumes a recipe for a weapon known as the Night Blade, which we'll be working towards crafting throughout this stream, giving us a full look at the crafting gameplay loop. Next we talk to an agricultural vendor who gives us an intro quest for herbalism. He gives us the mats to craft a sickle.
You know what's the best part about Ashes of Creation, by the way? Even if Ashes of Creation fails and burns down in less than a week, someone's gonna take what the good they made and just make it into a playable game at some point. So this is my favorite part about innovation like this. It's not going to be lost even if Ashes of Creation is lost, which I don't think will happen because Ashes of Creation is probably going to be pretty lit, but you know.
We go to an anvil, craft it, and hand in the quest. Each profession will have an intro quest like this where you'll get your first tool. We talk to the same NPC again, and he also sells various artisan-related outfits and bags for the specific professions. During the live stream though, they didn't have the assets
that's some RuneScape style stuff, huh?
Available to show off the cosmetic appearances of these outfits, but in the future there'll be an option to toggle the appearance for this on and off, which is great for immersion and RP. We got a quick look at the new material inventory UI, which now clearly separates each bag with its respective profession. The benefit of using specific material bags over normal bags is that you can have higher stack sizes for materials, and materials are automatically sorted into their respective bags. We got a clear look at the artisan UI, where you can see all of your equipped tools along with their durability at the side, as well as your profession XP and levels. We also got an early look at the skill trees for professions, with lumberjacking up to the apprentice level being the example shown.
Yeah, I talked about this. This looks bad, okay? When you have a talent point system like this, there's gonna be... There's no point where you're like, oh wow, I really want this to make it cooler and better. No. When you have a simplistic system like this, it's gonna be like, okay, now I need to get to level 5, otherwise I can't even do the profession properly. That's gonna be the reality of this, because we already know what this is. This is like spot valuable things further off. And it's like, yeah, okay, without that I can't really play the game properly doing this profession, so... It's not. They need to rework this. This is too plain, and it's probably gonna feel more of a hindrance than the reward when you actually get a level up. We haven't seen the further after novice professions, but you know, still.
At higher levels, this tree will likely have a lot more depth and options. Artisan skills will each
Hopefully.
have certification quests which you'll need to complete to level up to the next tier of mastery, for example going from novice lumberjacking to apprentice, which I think will add a lot of flavour for each of the game's professions. During this livestream we're progressing the lumberjack certification quest, with our first objective being reach level 10 lumberjacking. We head out into the world in search of resources to craft the sword and progress the lumberjack quest, and we also got a look at how corruption in Ashes of Creation can sweep across a zone if not dealt with by the players. Corrupted areas will be more dangerous to explore, but will also provide players with unique
And they still don't have what New World has, when you hit something while mining and the pick bounces off the other thing. I hate it when this happens. I hate when your pickaxe just goes into the thing.
harvestable resources. Here we saw a giant ruby, for example, and I absolutely loved the way this huge gem shattered into a cloud of red dust after it was mined. Once again, incredible attention to detail. Next, Stephen...
But no, it's not incredible attention to detail. Incredible attention to detail is when the pickaxe hits the rock and bounces off of it. Not goes into the rock.
mined some basalt, again showing off some of the updated mining physics. Then we ventured deeper into the corrupted zone to try and gather a tree, but didn't have the certification level required. We also got to see some corrupted monster in the distance too, which looked very menacing. Back to the village, and we're shown an update to Ashes of Creation's nighttime visuals, with everything now being much more dark and immersive. I love how the moon looks in particular in this scene. The details really pop against the night sky. Next, a brief explanation on how players can specialise in their artisan skills. You can be a novice in all 22 professions, apprentice in...
Does that guy have a mustache that's black and a beard that's white? Huh.
Artisan skills. You can be a novice in all 22 professions, apprentice in 5 professions, journeyman in 4, master in 3, and grandmaster in 2. This in my opinion is really nice, as it allows everyone to at least try out and get a taste for each profession, without having to hard commit to one right in the beginning. The certification quests could also prevent players from accidentally leveling up a profession to the next tier of mastery. Next we go to the lumber milling station to process some materials to craft the apprentice axe needed to complete the certification quest. Processing in Ashes is an AFK activity, which will cost fuel to initiate. We start the job and it takes 1 minute to process the oak wood into oak timber. It's worth noting that the node level can affect the speed of processing, as well as the amount of processing slots. We finish crafting the apprentice axe and head back out into the world. At this point we're shown how different resources can spawn at night time. In the example showcased we had night opals and moon bells. Once again we return to the corrupted zone, this time with the correct certification to chop down a corrupted oak. With all the materials needed, we return to town and open up the crafting UI to craft the Night Blade, the recipe that was learned at the start of the livestream. Apparently, the intention with this design is that players can choose to add a selection of optional materials during the crafting process to change the stats and quality of a weapon. Stephen clicks the craft button, which would usually bring up a crafting minigame to forge a weapon, but unfortunately it wasn't ready to be shown yet. With the glorious Night Blade weapon forged, that wrapped up the gameplay section of the November live.
Oh yeah, the quality of the weapon is going to be determined by minigame. So, you know, Alzheimer patients, good luck. You're going to probably need a lot of it, honestly.
A quick look at November's art showcase.
Not that great, Chief. Not gonna even lie. Oh, that was... the bow was kind of neat. Ah. Wait, did they try to make a spider look cutesy, or did I just go insane for a moment? Oh no, it's not supposed to be cutesy, it's the red ruby rock thing. Okay, I thought it's like a bow or something. No. Well, this is the fuel of nightmares. Not bad at all. Huh. Questionable. Decision makings and whatnot, huh?
And that's basically it for my quick recap of the past 4 months of Ash's development live streams. In total, we've had over 3 hours of gameplay shown to us these past 4 months, and in my opinion,
Oh wait, what was that?
4 months. And
Was there not a spark? Did I make that up? Come on, Ashes of Creation. No, there was a spark. There was a small spark there. Okay, good. Not insane yet, Exile. In any case, I really want him to improve the basic qualities of the game. Because without that, again, games don't survive. There is no such thing as a game that fails those basic things and survives. Not one has ever done it in the history of ever. Because it doesn't work like that. So I really think they need to fix these things. Like, the guy who ran with a mace like this was... Oh, man. When I saw that, I was like, oh, jeez, no, please end my suffering. But yeah, I'm really interested in a game that has actually such great emphasis on crafting and whatnot. Obviously, there's going to still be raiding and whatever, but I like the idea of crafting. Albion Online has the Caravan system, by the way, that we saw here previously. And that seems, well, you know, kind of good, kind of fun and whatnot. So yeah, this game is going to be good. I don't know if this is going to be like for everyone with systems like the Caravans and whatnot. But I'm going to probably enjoy it a lot. If you want a more basic experience, then, you know, again, Throne and Liberty seems fixed. It's going to be pay to win, but in a super small aspect, so you shouldn't even care about it. It's going to be nice. This system definitely needs a lot of rework. Definitely needs a lot of rework. Because, again, when I see something as simplistic as this, it instantaneously screams to me that this is not like, oh wow, I'm gonna get a level up and this is gonna be super cool and I can't wait and it's gonna be exciting to have this. But in reality, it's like, okay, now I need to level up this, otherwise I can't do this stupid profession properly. I don't like this idea. I really don't like this idea. But anyway, that seems to be pretty much it, huh?
But that's it for this video. As always, let me know your thoughts on the past 4 months of Ash's updates in the comments below, and which one of these live streams impressed you the most. If you want to support my Ashes coverage, then sign up with...
Ooh, a referral code for Ashes coverage? What do you mean, lazy peon? Anyway, that was the lazy peon right here, boys. What a time to be alive. Good stuff. Ashes of Creation. I really want to mix my rogue class with another rogue class and see what happens. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, again, Ashes of Creation got me with the idea of class mixing, that you can mix a class with a class. Because my favorite MMORPG of all time was Rift. I don't know how they did it, I don't know what they did, but man did I enjoy playing Rift. The PvP was great, the professions were great. And why? Because they allowed you to use 3 different classes at the same time. It was absolutely lit. It was amazing. I loved it. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sid. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.